This simulation explores claims and narratives that surfaced around Venezuela and a purported transfer to the United States. No official confirmation exists. It is a fictionalized reconstruction of public speculation, not verified events. Reports claimed movements at night, in corridors of power and across quiet city streets. Some narratives suggested a covert sequence that threaded through the capital. All scenes are symbolic. No operational details are shown. To understand the rumor, we first revisit the arc of Venezuela-United States tensions. Over years, disagreements deepened around governance, elections, and sanctions. Energy markets and regional alignments further shaped perceptions on both sides. Public opinion oscillated as information and counterclaims moved quickly online. Against this backdrop, a claim emerged: an alleged transfer involving leadership figures. This documentary-style simulation examines the narrative pathways without asserting fact. We will proceed cautiously: what was said, how it spread, and why it mattered. Opening context. Geography frames possibility: coastlines, air corridors, and maritime choke points. Some narratives suggested movements masked by ordinary urban rhythm. Reports claimed quiet decisions shaped in rooms without cameras. But again, no official confirmation exists for any operational detail. Across the water, attention rose in the United States as speculation grew. In a connected world, perception often moves faster than proof. This simulation remains hypothetical and analytical. We now follow the rumor as it unfolded in public conversation. Signals, stories, and speculation each shaped the discussion. The stage was set for the rumor to spread. We begin with the claims themselves. Reports claim that senior figures faced a covert handover scenario. Some narratives suggested overnight movements in sealed airfields. Blog posts and videos speculated on routes and motives. Reposts amplified fragments, sometimes without sources. Questions outpaced answers. Whispers filled the gaps where verification was absent. Across continents, time zones turned speculation into a constant stream. Edits, corrections, and rumors coexisted on the same screens. Some outlets urged caution, others hedged with anonymous citations. Engagement metrics rewarded speed over certainty. Claims linked locations into a single dramatic storyline. But verification lagged behind narrative momentum. The rumors. Multilingual posts built an impression of ubiquity. Perception of many voices can feel like consensus. Few went on record. Most accounts remained unnamed. Answers, when sought, often led back to the same sources. Some narratives suggested insider knowledge, without documents. Television panels debated possibilities, not proofs. As diagrams grew complex, certainty did not. By morning, the rumor had crossed borders repeatedly. It felt urgent, yet unverifiable. In this film, we keep the distinction clear: narrative, not evidence. We next explore the political background shaping these claims. Political context gives rumors their contours. Over the past decade, sanctions and countermeasures reshaped incentives. Some narratives suggested back-channel talks amid public impasse. Reports claimed quiet discussions about exit strategies and guarantees. Legal frameworks, extradition treaties, and sovereignty debates loomed. Diplomatic protocols set boundaries even when rumors ignore them. Economic stakes were real, regardless of unverified claims. Power dynamics inside institutions remained opaque to the public. Security considerations were cited, details withheld. Overnight narratives suggested a moment of transition. Historical cycles informed expectations about sudden change. All the while, no official confirmation existed. Political background. Regional blocs weighed interests. Non-intervention versus stability. Trade routes and energy flows colored diplomatic choices. Geography again. Proximity can compress timelines in public imagination. Some narratives suggested coordination across agencies. Yet legal process is slow, methodical, and often public. The rumor, by contrast, favored speed and secrecy. No definitive briefing arrived to settle the matter. Markets watched signals, not certainties. Behind closed doors, speculation filled the void. In this context, the alleged operation took shape as story. We move to the simulated sequence, symbolic and abstract. Some narratives suggested nightfall as the chosen window. Reports claimed discrete movements through secure halls. Air assets were mentioned, though never confirmed. Alleged paperwork was referenced without verifiable sources. Some accounts implied side entrances and limited visibility. A few posts described convoy-like movement, with no specifics. Again, such imagery remains symbolic in this film. Timelines varied across sources, rarely aligned. Some narratives suggested internal agreement before any move. Locations were implied, never named. Ocean routes appeared in threads, devoid of detail. We visualize a purely abstract route, no operational method. Simulated sequence. Some posts claimed maritime staging areas. Others suggested aviation links, unverified. We avoid specifics to prevent tactical inference. Intermediate stops were rumored, never substantiated. Timelines shifted in retellings. Visuals circulated of planes, often generic or misattributed. Dawn in stories marked a threshold. Our depiction remains conceptual. Some narratives suggested waiting, then a signal. Such imagery is symbolic, not evidentiary. We turn to the international transfer narrative, legal and diplomatic, not procedural. Some narratives suggested cross-border movement under legal constraints. Any real transfer would face jurisdictional layers and permissions. Sovereignty, due process, and treaty law shape what is possible. Reports claimed discreet handling but offered no documents. Security parameters are classified and not discussed here. Legal status determines procedures. Rumor often skips these steps. Anonymous sources pointed to unscheduled flights. We keep routes abstract to avoid operational guidance. Documentation, if any, would be decisive, but remains unseen. Jurisdictional questions include venue, charges, and representation. Air movements, when real, leave logs. None were presented publicly. International transfer narrative. Some narratives suggested diplomatic understandings would be necessary. Extradition standards and evidentiary thresholds are non-trivial. Coordination across jurisdictions can span multiple agencies. Logistical details remain speculative and are not depicted here. Rule of law, not rumor, ultimately governs outcomes. Consular access and rights would be central considerations. Threads online framed this as inevitable. Institutions move otherwise. If agreements existed, they were not disclosed. Some narratives ended with arrival. Few addressed the legal aftermath. Any real case would proceed through hearings and filings. Public statements, if any, would follow established channels. We now consider the arrival narrative as it appeared in media discussion. Narratives often culminated with arrival in a major U.S. city. Reports claimed a pre-dawn timeline, unverifiable. Some suggested immediate legal processing. Others proposed private locations with restricted access. Media presence, real or imagined, featured heavily in posts. Photos circulated without context or confirmation. Stories hinted at upper-floor conference rooms. Arrival narrative. Legal steps, if real, would be recorded. No such records surfaced. Normalcy contrasted with the drama of online claims. Push notifications reinforced a sense of certainty without proof. Analysts urged restraint and confirmation. Panels debated potential consequences rather than facts. Statements were parsed for hints, not declarations. A loop formed. Posts referenced headlines that referenced posts. Official silence fueled further conjecture. Time passed. No corroboration emerged. The story persisted, unverified. Urban motion became the backdrop to a speculative finale. Some expected an appearance that never came. Print cycles echoed the uncertainty online. In absence of proof, the narrative remained a possibility. not a fact. Global reactions followed, each colored by local priorities. We turned to impacts and interpretations. In Latin America, some voices warned of precedent and sovereignty. Others emphasized accountability and rule of law. Regional forums reportedly weighed statements with caution. Behind the scenes, contact was routine, not dramatic. Markets reacted to headlines more than fundamentals. Energy watchers mapped potential supply shifts. Some currencies wobbled amid rumor cycles. Briefs circulated, emphasizing uncertainty. Trade continued, adapting to risk narratives. Logistics planners examined alternate routes. Statements varied, reflecting domestic politics, global reaction and consequences. Information flows reconfigure regional narratives rapidly. Academics framed the rumor as a case study in media dynamics. Security communities reviewed contingency assumptions. For most, life continued unchanged. Legislators in some capitals raised questions, not resolutions. Energy policy debates folded in the rumor as a scenario. Editorial lines diverged, skepticism versus possibility. Global commerce hedged, then resumed normal rhythm. Long-form analysis stressed known facts and limits. Ultimately, consequences hinged on whether proof would appear. It did not, leaving interpretations to settle gradually. We close with reflection and a final reminder. In modern geopolitics, stories can travel farther and faster than evidence. This simulation explored how narratives assemble from fragments. No official confirmation exists for the alleged events described. It remains a fictionalized reconstruction for analytical purposes. Perception often moves faster than proof. Inquiry continues, carefully and responsibly. In modern geopolitics, perception often moves faster than proof. We avoid operational, tactical, or instructional detail by design. Simulation, not confirmed footage. This video does not confirm real events and should not be treated as evidence. Thank you for watching. Stay critical, stay curious.